Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. It's me again, Mr. Wade. I'm your host. Wait a minute, POV. Thank y'all coming back and chilling with me for another video. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna give y'all round two or something. Just some, different things that is on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give my point of view on them. So sit back, relax, and chill with me for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And remember, these are for entertainment and educational purposes only. So let's get right into it.
Did you know a dark truth about singing happy birthday? The tradition, seemingly innocent, is entwined with hidden discomforts. Behind those smiles, many feel self-conscious, unable to carry a tune, or socially pressured to perform. It's a reminder of aging, a bitter taste as years pass, and mortality inches closer. The joyous lyrics mask the relentless march of time, casting shadows on unfulfilled dreams and unrealized goals. It's also tainted by commercialism, an industry profiting from our desire to celebrate. Copyright laws often loom, reminding us that even our celebrations are bound by corporate interests. Happy birthday may unite voices, but it can also reveal insecurities, regrets, and societal pressures. In this apparent joy, there's an underlying discomfort, a subtle reminder of life's complexities hidden within a seemingly simple song. Now, what do you think? Subscribe and follow for more.
Birthdays have an ancient origin stemming from magic and paganism, similar to the origins of Christmas and Halloween. This belief in spirits is the reason for many, if not all, of the traditional birthday customs that are practiced today. It was feared that evil spirits were particularly attracted to people on their birthdays. To protect them from harm, friends and family would come to be with the birthday person and bring good thoughts and wishes. Giving gifts brought even more good cheer to ward off evil spirits. This is how birthday parties began. Some scholars believe that the cake in the ancient world has association with the annual cycles. Round shapes of cakes were preferred as these represented the singular nature of life, most specifically the sun and the moon. In ancient times, people prayed over the flames of an open fire. They believed that the smoke carried their thoughts up to the gods. Scholars also say that the custom of placing candles originated because people believed that the gods lived in the skies. They thought that lit candles helped to send signals and prayers to their god so that they could be answered more effectively. The other belief that people held was when a person makes a wish while blowing out a candle, a signal or a message was received by their god and the prayers would be answered. The tradition of placing candles on a birthday cake is attributed to early Greeks, who placed lit candles on cakes to make them glow like the moon. Greeks used them to take the cake to the temple of Artemis, the goddess of moon. In present times, too, people place candles on birthday cakes and a silent wish is made before blowing out the candle. It is believed that blowing out all candles in one breath means that the wish will come true and the person will enjoy good luck in the coming year. It is a day in which celebration centers completely around the birthday person. As the recipient of gifts, parties, and well-wishing, it is difficult to believe that this seemingly innocent celebration has its origin in ancient mystic beliefs. Supermodel Naomi Campbell celebrated her 36th birthday by living it up in the world's first and only 7-star hotel and rented out all 18 floors for 3 days. Her total cost, $1.8 million. This birthday celebration lasted 72 hours, along with a star-studded guest list and her millionaire boyfriend. One single party wouldn't be enough for this party girl, so she organized a few of them in New York, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Tokyo, and London. She paid $75,000 per guest, ensuring that they would have a great time on her 21st birthday. Saying happy birthday to friends and loved ones was society's superstitious way of protecting them from evil spirits. Birthday thumps, bumps.
I always thought birthdays and all that stuff was kind of strange anyway, especially when I got older, because like if you think about it, like standing around and blowing candles out and all that, it seemed like a seance type thing, right? For real. and you never know nothing about that until you get older. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't want your kids doing all that and turning off the lights and circling the person and all that stuff. So, some people still do it though, but hey, it is what it is. Let's move on to the next.
Received 3 nominations at the 2009 Grammy Awards, with Jennifer winning the Grammy for Best R&B Album.
The Grammy for Best R&B Album goes to Jennifer Hudson.
Some fans have speculated that the family tragedy might have been a cost Jennifer had to bear for her Oscar-winning performance in Dreamgirls. One fan said, "I remember when Jennifer Hudson had 3 relatives that were murdered all at the same time by someone familiar to the family, and then she wins an Oscar supporting actress for the movie Dreamgirls. Keep in mind, she had never ever acted in a movie or TV show a day in her life before this. You have actors and actresses who have acted for 40 to 50 years and never won an Oscar. I hope and pray those deaths of her family members have nothing to do with her winning that award." Besides that, the medical examiner initially claimed that Jennifer's nephew, Julian, had already been deceased for a span of 3 days before his body was discovered. However, during the trial, when William Balfour's defense attorney asked the examiner to establish the precise timing of Julian's passing, the examiner conceded that Julian might have passed earlier. This revelation was important for the defense, given that Balfour had been arrested on the same day that the bodies of Jennifer's mother and brother were discovered. So if Julian passed after Balfour was taken into custody, it would logically exclude Balfour from involvement in his death. Balfour also continued to maintain his innocence, and in 2016, he granted his first interview from prison, claiming he had no connection to the case.
They done tested everything, and I was cleared of it. Evidence, the keys, was processed a month later. What police department take evidence off somebody and process it a month later? Keys that they saying that was in a file cabinet, locked up in the sergeant's office. Who is to believe that?
All these strange details have led some fans to speculate that Jennifer might be another example of a celebrity who traded a part of her personal life for fame, potentially involving her own family. And while others are convinced that the entire narrative about Hollywood sacrifices is a conspiracy theory, Cat Williams recently claimed that there's no such thing as a coincidence in Hollywood. And when a celebrity or one of their loved ones dies suddenly, there's someone behind the scenes making a lot of money off of their trauma.
All of these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money. When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew, don't have to validate none of their contracts. Now only got to deal with the mama, only got to see her once a year, and it's over. And the money, he goes up and up and up.
As for fans, there are actually a lot of them who believe that Hollywood sacrifices are a real thing. One fan said, "Absolute truth. I've been saying this for decades. Look at every major celebrity. Every one of them, without exception, has had someone close to them die, suddenly, unexpectedly, by suicide, murdered, etc. All sacrifices. It's the cost of fame and fortune." And another person wrote, "I believe him. 99% of famous people lose somebody close to them to continue on the path of money and fame. But what about you? Do you believe celebrities are really forced to sacrifice someone close to them in exchange for fame? Or do you think this is all a conspiracy?"
Everybody already knows about the Jennifer Hudson thing. Everybody does. You know what I'm saying? And you can say whatever you want to. She ain't never had, been on a TV show, never acted in a movie and all that, and then got 3 Oscar nominations and won Oscars for movies that other people have probably worked 40 and 50 years for. That's ridiculous, dude. And did you peep how high Whitney Houston was when she gave her that? But now we're gonna get over that part. But I'm just saying though, everything don't seem fishy to y'all though. Those 3 family members then do get set up. All of it was a sacrifice, from the members getting killed to him taking the blame for it. Right? Let's move on.
The actual facts are Hollywood sincerely makes its money through perversion, through destroying morals, through the abuse of men, women, and children. There's a lot of sex trafficking, organ trafficking, child trafficking, all up and through Hollywood. This is well known. Exploitation of men, exploitation of women. This is very, very, very well known, especially in the modeling industry, especially in fashion, especially all throughout film. The difference now is people are becoming famous independently. You don't need Hollywood no more.
Right.
That's the beauty now. We don't need it no more. To become famous, to get likes and views, to make all this money and be seen all over the world, Hollywood is no longer needed. We got cameras now. We have microphones now. We have the ability to stream and put out our own narrative and picture and image. But that's the hub of it, I would say. So you got to talk about Hollywood, but then you have to also go back to ancient Greco-Roman culture. So you need to know about ancient Greece and Rome. Once you learn about that, then you can just put it on top of Hollywood and realize, everything that was over there is eventually going to be over here, and not just in Hollywood, but all of America. So yeah, that stuff does exist. Last point I'll mention is a lot of these parties, like when you talk about Jeffrey Epstein, you talk about Ellen DeGeneres and all these different people.
Yeah, Bohemian Road?
Yeah, but Bohemian Grove.
Grove, there
right?
we go, yeah, okay.
I'll just let people know one thing to watch, for example, just so you can know how simple it is when they talk about it, like it's like we talking right now. Like every day, everything's cool. There was an interview that Ellen DeGeneres did with Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock, who was a star of Miss Congeniality and Heat and all those, right?
Yeah, definitely know.
She interviewed her, right? And Ellen said, tell the people what kind of facial you get, because they have different facials to make yourself look younger. She said, well, it's a facial where, they take the serum from, she was trying to be soft with it. Ellen said it's from foreskin of Korean babies.
I saw that.
And she calls it the penis facial, where they have the foreskin that's chopped off of Korean babies' penises. I'm sorry, y'all, you got to hear the truth. And they extract from that the cells and things like that, and they inject it into the faces of these women who are going to pay for it. Now, if you can flagrantly say that, and they was laughing, talking about ha, like, whoa, did you not just, hold on, hey, did y'all not hear what the hell the woman just said?
Yeah.
So you have, okay. So it's like, that's one piece. Then on the other side, you got to know the blood sacrifices, the blood rituals when it comes to children. The adrenochrome thing that people go into when it's a mixture of blood and adrenaline from scaring children and siphoning their blood, that there is truth to that. There is truth to that.
It's like spirit cooking.
Spirit cooking. Yeah, I believe it's Brovovic or something like that is the white lady heavily in the film industry and fashion industry. This stuff is very real. Now, again, if you want to confront this evil, this is when you start getting into real topics on these shows, right? Where you start talking about things really affecting the world. You can't run from it. If you want to get involved in it, you got to go all the way. But don't try to, dip and dive into it. But again, this stuff is very real, bro. It's a lot. Like I don't want to go too deep into it because it does exist, but you have to be willing to face it.
On Tuesday, March 12, 2024. Time to take another look at the wild things that are happening in the news today. Boeing whistleblower John Barnett found dead in his vehicle. Did you see this one? All right, we're taking guesses. How do you think he was found? What do you think the cause of death was? If you had self-inflicted gunshot, you are absolutely correct. Yes. Not suspicious at all, right? No need for an investigation. We have all the answers we need right there. Well, we knew microplastics were everywhere, but did we know they were everywhere? That was a big thing. Like a week or two ago, remember they came up with the bottled water has so many parts of microplastics in it, and everybody was like, no, not the bottled water. It's not just in the bottled water. Then they tested, I think it was 60 placentas, and 60 out of 60 placentas had microplastics. Well, now they're searching a little further. There are literally microplastics in us. We are the new host bodies, I guess, for AI, because at this point we're made out of plastic, microplastic though. And another one of these monoliths just popped up in Wales. This is like the 5th or 6th one. They don't know where they're coming from. They're like 10 feet tall. They're steel. They just kind of show up. Okay. So if I get to it, who do you think the recycling value is worth? Because mama needs a side.
A Boeing whistleblower was found dead in his truck just days after testifying against the aviation company. 62-year-old John Barnett was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound in the parking lot of a hotel in Charleston, South Carolina. Barnett had raised concerns about the production standards and faulty oxygen systems, particularly in Boeing's 737 and 787 Dreamliner planes, and was in town to discuss his whistleblower retaliation suit with Boeing attorneys.
I'd raise my hand and say, hey, we got a problem here. They would attack the messenger and ignore the message.
Of course, the Boeing whistleblower thing is suspect. Of course, self-inflicted gunshot wound to the... Yeah, he unalived himself. like they always do, right? Because he was telling. Okay, he was suicidal at the same time. Got it. Good to know. Yep, and we already know that everything is bad for us. And then now they got the microplastics inside of the water bottles now. See? Here we go with that crap, right? All of the hormones, we already know about all of that. So, you know what I'm saying? And then all these little things that's popping up everywhere all of a sudden. Yeah. It's getting crazy, isn't it? Let's continue.
Because I think he has a real unique ability in terms of acting. I think he's got a real appeal on the screen, and mostly because of some of the things he had done originally in his videos and stuff like that, you know.
Thanks, Benny.
You're welcome.
Accusations against Will Smith, saying that his first marriage ended after his wife walked in on him with a man. Arquette claims the reason Smith and his first wife Cherie Zampino split was because he was having an affair with Hollywood manager Benny Medina. She then goes on to say that Cherie was paid off. Arquette also goes on to claim that Jada, Smith's wife, is a lesbian and that Smith is a beard. The weird rant posted on Facebook suggested that Alexis was offended by their call to boycott the Oscars and they were being hypocrites as they weren't being true to themselves. The post has now been removed from the social media site. All a bit weird.
Yeah. So anybody who's in the entertainment business or follow, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Smith, yeah, you already know about that situation. It was 6 Degrees of Separation or whatever the name of that movie was, where he was flipping out when people were trying to call him gay because he had to kiss the white dude in the mouth. But you did it. And then that dude who was off, he was about to expose Will on some stuff. And yeah. And then all of a sudden, well, he just came up vanished, right? Right. I said this before. People with money can make stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? Either pay people off or pay people to be gone. Yep. We're going to end it on this note, though. This is Wait a Minute POV. I'm your host, Mr. Wade. Thank y'all for coming chilling with me. Thank y'all for subscribing, commenting, sharing, and liking everything that I do. And I appreciate you. I'm going to tell you until the next go round. Yeah.
Only know one way to spin this time.